A lot of fun, especially with Jimmy Caan. Jimmy is he and Bill Murray are the two funniest guys I ever worked with.
From quiet stages to powerful screens, Robert Duvall shaped cinema with patience and heart. When the legend from The Godfather passed away, he left more than memories. He left a fortune built slowly through decades of hard work, land, and art. Why did this unexpected legacy move his family to tears, and what truths hid behind it? A quiet beginning of greatness. Robert Duvall was born on January 5, 1931 in San Diego, California. He was raised in a home shaped by discipline and art. His mother, Mildred Virginia Duvall, was an amateur actress. His father, William Howard Duvall, served as a rear admiral in the United States Navy. Robert was the second of 3 sons. He grew up with an older brother, William Jr., and a younger brother, John, who later became an entertainment lawyer. His family roots reach back to early settlers from Maryland through Maureen Duvall. He was raised in the Christian Science faith, though he later shared that church was not part of his adult life. Much of his childhood passed in Annapolis, Maryland, where his father worked at the United States Naval Academy. His days were filled with moves, learning, and quiet watching. He attended Severn School in Severna Park and later studied at the Principia in St. Louis, Missouri. He completed his studies at Principia College in Elsa, Illinois, earning a Bachelor of Arts degree in drama in 1953. His father hoped he would follow a naval path, but Robert found his strength only in acting. After the Korean War, he served in the United States Army from August 19, 1953 to August 20, 1954, and left as a private first class. During this time at Camp Gordon in Georgia, he appeared in a local amateur play in nearby Augusta, which deepened his love for the stage. In the winter of 1955, he entered the Neighborhood Playhouse School of the Theater in New York City. He studied under Sanford Meisner using the GI Bill. His classmates included Gene Hackman and James Caan. To survive, he worked as a Manhattan post office clerk and took many small jobs. He shared small rooms and hard days with Dustin Hoffman and Hackman while sorting mail, working at Macy's, and driving trucks. These years built patience, courage, and focus, and marked the true beginning of a future king. So, how did the world get to hear his name? How did he become the actor we knew and loved? From small stages to bright lights, Robert Duvall began his long road to fame on quiet stages where passion mattered more than applause. His professional acting journey started at the Gateway Playhouse, a summer theater in Bellport on Long Island in New York. His first stage appearance came during the 1952 season when he played the pilot in Laughter in the Stars, a stage version of The Little Prince. This early role gave him confidence and taught him how powerful simple storytelling could be. After stepping away for a year to serve in the United States Army, he returned to the Gateway Playhouse in the summer of 1955. That season became very busy and important for him. He performed in several plays, showing his range and dedication. He appeared as Eddie Davis in Time Out for Ginger, Hal Carter in Picnic, Charles Wilder in The Cat and the Canary, Paris in The Crucible, and John the Witch Boy in Dark of the Moon. Audiences remembered him strongly, especially in Dark of the Moon, where playbills noted his return to a role he had already mastered. The following year, during the 1956 season, he returned again to Gateway. This marked his 3rd season with the company. He played Max Halliday in Dial M for Murder, Virgil Blessing in Bus Stop, and Clive Mortimer in I Am a Camera. Theater programs described him as a favorite with audiences, and noted his training at the Neighborhood Playhouse School of the Theater in New York, where he studied under Sanford Meisner. His work showed growing confidence and control. In the 1957 season, his path shifted in a powerful way. He appeared in Witness for the Prosecution, Thieves' Carnival, and most importantly as Eddie Carbones in A View from the Bridge by Arthur Miller. The play was directed by Ulu Grosbard. This role changed his career direction. Arthur Miller attended one of his performances and noticed his strong presence. During that same period, Duvall met people who helped him move into television, leading to a major role on Naked City within a short time. While working at Gateway, he also performed at other theaters, including the Augusta Civic Theater, the McLean Theater in Virginia, and the Arena Stage in Washington District of Columbia. By this time, his stage work included roles in The Rainmaker and The Midnight Caller by Horton Foote. Theater programs listed him as a graduate of the Neighborhood Playhouse and a member of Meisner Professional Workshops. He also trained in movement with Alvin Epstein, a mime connected to Marcel Marceau. In June 1958, he made his off-Broadway debut at the Gate Theater in Mrs. Warren's Profession. Though the play closed after a few days, it marked an important step forward. He continued working off-Broadway, appearing in Call Me by My Rightful Name, and later in The Days and Nights of B.B. Fenstermaker, which ran for several years and helped build his reputation. His most important off-Broadway role came in 1965 when he returned to playing Eddie Carbone in A View from the Bridge at the Sheridan Square Playhouse. Directed again by Ulu Grosbard and featuring Dustin Hoffman, this performance earned him an Obie Award. He considered this role the heart of his stage work. In February 1966, he made his Broadway debut in Wait Until Dark. The play moved across several theaters and ran until the end of that year. Later, in 1977, he returned to Broadway in American Buffalo. His film career began in 1962 when he appeared as Boo Radley in To Kill a Mockingbird. He was cast on the recommendation of Horton Foote, who admired his understanding of everyday people. Throughout the 1960s, he appeared in films such as Captain Newman, M.D., Countdown, The Rain People, Bullet, and True Grit, where he played Lucky Ned Pepper, opposite John Wayne. In the 1970s, his screen presence grew stronger. He gained wide attention in M.A.S.H., T.H.X. 1138, and later as Tom Hagen in The Godfather and The Godfather Part 2. These roles confirmed that his long journey from small stages had led him firmly into cinematic history, standing at the edge of greatness. By the middle of the 1970s, Robert Duvall had reached a special place in Hollywood. He was known as the actor who could lift any story, even when he was not the main star. Many saw him as the strongest supporting presence in films, a man who made every scene feel real and alive. His reputation grew quickly, and his face became familiar to audiences who trusted his quiet strength and deep honesty. During this period, he received wide praise for his role as Lieutenant Colonel Kilgore in Apocalypse Now. This performance brought him major awards, including a BAFTA Award and a Golden Globe Award, along with another Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor. The character left a lasting mark on film history because of its bold energy and strange calm in the middle of chaos. This role firmly placed him at the door of true fame. Around the same time, he continued to earn respect for thoughtful and serious work. In Network, he played a powerful television executive and received a BAFTA nomination. Soon after, he took on a demanding leading role in The Great Santini, portraying a strict Marine officer shaped by discipline and pride. This role earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Actor in a Leading Role and showed that he could fully carry a film on his own. He continued working with respected actors during this time, appearing alongside Laurence Olivier and Tommy Lee Jones in The Betsy. He also portrayed Dwight D. Eisenhower in the television miniseries Ike, once again proving his ability to disappear into real historical figures. As the 1980s arrived, his work only grew stronger. He appeared as a troubled detective in True Confessions, then as a tired sports writer searching for meaning in the natural. In Colors, he played a Los Angeles police officer facing deep social change. Each role felt different, yet each carried his calm power. His greatest moment of this decade came with Tender Mercies. He played a broken country singer, finding quiet hope. For this role, he won the Academy Award for Best Actor. He also sang his own songs in the film, believing the truth of the character depended on it. Those who worked with him said he did not act the role, but lived inside it. Director Bruce Beresford described his transformation as deeply real, even unsettling. Though actor and director often clashed during filming, the result was a performance remembered for its honesty and grace. In the 1990s, he made bold choices. He chose not to return as Tom Hagen in The Godfather Part 3 due to disagreements over pay. Instead, he focused on shaping his own path. In 1992, he founded his production company, Butcher's Run Films. He remained extremely active, sometimes appearing in several films within a single year. He earned further Academy Award nominations for deeply personal work. In The Apostle, which he wrote and directed, he portrayed a preacher filled with faith and struggle. In A Civil Action, he played a thoughtful attorney facing moral weight. These roles showed his courage as both actor and storyteller. In The New Century, his creativity continued. He directed Assassination Tango, inspired by his love for tango, and portrayed General Robert E. Lee in Gods and Generals. His range remained wide, from race car crews in Days of Thunder to family leaders and rambling Rose. He moved easily between warm and dark roles, appearing in films like Sling Blade, Deep Impact, and Get Low. Even in later years, he stayed steady, appearing in Open Range, Secondhand Lions, and Jack Reacher. By this stage, he was no longer standing at fame's door. He had walked through it with patience, respect, and deep love for the craft. His journey showed that true greatness grows slowly, shaped by work, courage, and quiet belief. But he had a life beyond the screen. What was it like? Even beyond the spotlight, Robert Duvall lived a full and thoughtful life away from movie cameras. While his work on screen brought him great respect, his personal world was shaped by quiet choices, lasting bonds, and deep interests that reflected who he truly was. His life beyond acting showed patience, curiosity, and a strong sense of purpose. Robert Duvall was married 4 times and did not have children. Over the years, he openly shared that becoming a father never happened for him, even though he had hoped for it during different stages of his life. Rather than dwelling on what did not come to pass, he continued forward with grace and honesty, focusing on love, companionship, and personal growth. His first marriage was to Barbara Benjamin, a former dancer and television announcer. They met during the filming of To Kill a Mockingbird. Barbara had previously appeared in well-known productions and had 2 daughters from an earlier marriage. Their relationship lasted from 1964 until 1975. During those years, Duvall experienced family life through his role as a stepfather, learning responsibility and care in a quiet and steady way. In the early 1980s, he married Gail Youngs. Their marriage lasted from 1982 to 1986. Through this union, he briefly became connected to a wider family that included people involved in film and entertainment. Though the marriage was short, it marked another chapter of learning and shared experience. His third marriage was to Sharon Brophy, a dancer. They were together from 1991 until 1995. This relationship reflected his appreciation for movement, rhythm, and physical expression, interests that later became more important in his life. In 2005, he married Luciana Pedraza. Their story began years earlier when they met in Argentina during a simple moment that changed both their lives. From that meeting grew a deep partnership built on shared passions and respect. They had been together since 1997 before marrying. Though they were born on the same day in January, he was 41 years older. Their bond showed that connection is not measured by age, but by understanding and kindness. Luciana Pedraza played a meaningful role in his creative life. They worked together on Assassination Tango, which he produced, directed, and acted in. Much of the film was captured in Buenos Aires, a city that became very special to him. Outside of film, he was deeply devoted to Argentine tango. He became a skilled dancer and maintained tango studios in both Argentina and the United States. Tango was not just a hobby for him. It was a way to express emotion, balance, and discipline. He also valued physical strength and focus. Along with his wife, he trained in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and practiced martial arts. These activities helped him stay active and grounded, reflecting his belief in lifelong learning and personal care. Duvall also held strong personal views about public life and leadership. His political beliefs were often described as independent-minded, sometimes leaning conservative or libertarian. He took part in political events and supported several Republican figures over the years. He attended important gatherings and spoke publicly when he felt it mattered. Later in life, he expressed disappointment with party politics and considered standing apart from political labels. This showed his willingness to rethink beliefs rather than follow them blindly. Beyond politics, his heart was deeply connected to helping others. In 2001, he and Luciana Pedraza founded the Robert Duvall Children's Fund. The goal of the foundation was to support families in northern Argentina. Their work focused on improving homes, schools, and medical facilities. They believed in helping communities grow stronger through practical care and respect. They were also active supporters of Pro Mujer, a non-profit group dedicated to helping women living in poverty across Latin America. Their efforts were especially focused on the Argentine Northwest, Luciana's home region. Through these actions, Duvall showed that kindness and service mattered as much as success. He also cared deeply about history and the land. In 2009, he spoke publicly to protect a historic battlefield in Virginia. from nearby commercial development. He believed that such places deserved respect and preservation. In later years, he continued to speak at local meetings, including one in 2023, where he opposed the construction of a large industrial facility near his community. His involvement helped bring attention to the issue, and the project was eventually canceled. Duvall also gave time to charity events. In 2011, he appeared at a cancer center fundraiser in Texas, where he spoke openly and warmly about life, work, and hope. These moments showed his willingness to give back without seeking praise. And while all these happened, he never knew his time was near. A quiet farewell. Robert Duvall passed away in a calm and gentle way, leaving behind deep emotion and lasting silence in many hearts. His death occurred on February 15, 2026, at the age of 95. He spent his final moments at his farm in Middleburg, a place he loved and called home. Surrounded by familiar sights and the comfort of love, he left this world peacefully. His passing marked the quiet end of a long life filled with purpose, discipline, and meaning. The news of his death was shared publicly by his wife, Luciana Pedraza. She did not reveal a cause, choosing instead to focus on gratitude, love, and remembrance. Her words carried warmth and respect, reflecting the gentle nature of his final days. She spoke of saying goodbye to her beloved husband, her closest companion, and a man known to the world for his powerful presence on screen. The message was tender and deeply personal, shaped by years of shared life and understanding. To many people across the world, he was a respected actor, filmmaker, and storyteller whose work shaped cinema for decades. His performances left strong impressions and inspired generations. Yet, to Luciana, he was not defined by fame or awards. She described a man devoted to his craft, who also found joy in good food, calm moments, and sharing stories with those he loved. In their home, he was simply himself. He was kind, attentive, and warm, living quietly away from public attention. After the announcement, many questions followed. Some wondered about his health and whether it was connected to his lifestyle. No clear answers were given. What remained clear was that age had slowly taken its natural course. Over recent months, his energy had gently faded, as often happens in later years. His wife made it known that he passed away peacefully at home, without distress, surrounded by familiarity and care. Even in his later years, he stayed active and engaged with life. Living in Middleburg, he valued movement and strength. He kept a routine that included regular exercise and weight training. In December 2025, a moment shared publicly showed him lifting weights, surprising many who admired his determination. Though his body aged, his spirit remained steady and focused. His discipline never fully left him. Luciana shared that he left behind a legacy that would not fade. She thanked fans for their years of support and asked for privacy so the family could honor his memory quietly. Her request echoed the calm way he lived and the peaceful way he departed. It was a reminder that not all goodbyes need noise or spectacle. Along with her message, she shared a photograph that spoke softly but deeply. The image showed the couple at their Virginia ranch standing beside their horse and 2 dogs. The scene felt warm and real, filled with love and simplicity. It showed a life lived away from crowds, rooted in nature and closeness. The image suggested that his happiest moments were not always under bright lights, but in stillness and shared presence. Until the end, he remained connected to those who admired him. His final message on social media appeared on February 3rd. It was shared on Facebook and carried a light and playful tone. In that post, he reflected on his film Secondhand Lions, recalling a funny memory from the set involving an escaped lion. The story was gentle and cheerful, filled with humor and life. No one knew then that it would be among his final public words. Earlier, in November, he had also shared a message wishing his supporters well for the year ahead. Looking back, those words now feel like a soft farewell, though unplanned. They reflected kindness, gratitude, and connection. So, what fortune did he leave for his family that tragically left them in tears? The fortune built by patience. Robert Duvall spent a lifetime building success step by step, and his net worth reflected decades of steady work rather than sudden luck. At the time of his death, his fortune was valued at about $50 million. This wealth did not come from one moment or one role. It grew slowly through discipline, loyalty to his craft, and wise choices made over many years. Early in his film career, his earnings were modest compared to the impact of his performances. When he appeared in the first film of The Godfather, he earned $36,000. That amount was actually $1,000 more than what his co-star Al Pacino received at the time. This detail later surprised many people, especially given how large the film became in cinema history. For the second film in the series, The Godfather Part 2, his pay increased to $500,000. By the time the third film entered early planning, he was offered $1 million. While this was double his earlier pay, it remained far below the $5 million offered to Pacino. This difference played a role in his decision not to return for the final chapter. Money, however, never defined his sense of value. Awards and respect mattered more to him than large paychecks. Over the years, he earned major honors for challenging roles. He won a Golden Globe Award and received an Emmy nomination for portraying Joseph Stalin in the television film Stalin. He later earned another Emmy nomination for his performance as Adolf Eichmann in The Man Who Captured Eichmann. In 2006, he won an Emmy Award for his role in the miniseries Broken Trail. These performances strengthened his reputation and added long-term value to his career. In 2005, he received one of the highest artistic honors in the United States. President George W. Bush presented him with the National Medal of Arts at the White House. This award recognized his lasting contribution to American culture and storytelling. It also confirmed that his influence reached far beyond box office numbers. Late in his career, he continued to earn both praise and recognition. In 2014, he appeared in the film The Judge alongside Robert Downey Jr. While reactions to the film itself were mixed, his performance stood out. He received nominations from the Golden Globe Awards, the Screen Actors Guild, and the Academy Awards. In 2015, at the age of 84, he became the oldest actor ever nominated for Best Supporting Actor at that time. This achievement added another historic moment to his long career. One of the strongest foundations of his wealth came from careful investments in property. He held deep ties to Virginia horse country, and his real estate choices reflected his love for privacy, history, and land. In July 1985, he purchased a 28-acre estate near the historic town of Philemont, about 8 miles from Middleburg. The property was known as Butcher's Run and included a farmhouse built in the 1820s. He later named his production company Butcher's Run Films after this estate, showing how closely his creative life was tied to the land. He owned this home for more than 20 years before selling it in 2009 for $2,265,000. In 1994, he made an even larger investment. He purchased a 361-acre estate called Burnley Farm in the Plains. He paid $3,650,000 for the property, an amount equal to roughly $7,500,000 in today's value. Burnley Farm dated back more than 250 years and featured classic Georgian design, strong stone walls, wide wooden floors, and a peaceful rural setting. The estate sat in the heart of Virginia hunt country, an area known for horses, open fields, and quiet beauty. After Luciana Pedraza became part of his life in the mid-1990s, Burnley Farm changed in both look and spirit. She guided the redesign of the home, blending American country style with French antiques and warm textiles inspired by classic fashion. Together, they transformed a large barn on the property into a tango dance hall. The space became a center for multi-day tango gatherings and private workshops, welcoming instructors from Argentina and turning the farm into a creative retreat. The property also included a private editing annex where he worked on projects such as The Apostle. Burnley Farm served not only as a residence but as a sanctuary where art, movement, and reflection met. It became the anchor of his later life, both personally and professionally. He lived there until his death in February 2026. His wealth was never flashy. It was rooted in long work, smart decisions, and a deep respect for craft and place. The true shock of his net worth was not the number itself, but how quietly and carefully it was built. His fortune stood as proof that patience, integrity, and passion can create lasting value far beyond fame.